I have a lot of PS2 games. This isn't even half of the collection. I don't know why I have this many, just because they're cool, I guess. But one thing that really peeves me off about the collection is just the quality of the game cases, because not all of them are the original cases, and some of them, even if they are the original cases, they got like holes and scuffs. They're all battle damaged, and then look at this case. It's flimsy. This is like a 13-cent case. It's a 13-cent case. It's terrible. And then some of them are salvageable. You know, it's got sticker damage. So I figured, why don't I buy 100 PS2 cases and rebox all of these? But why would you want to watch me reboxing a bunch of PS2 games? Well, because I figured let's try something new. Let's review 100 PS2 games in the amount of time it takes for me to replace all the boxes. Also, Josh is here. Say hi, Josh.
Hello.
He's behind the camera. He'll be pitching in sometimes.
But Lockstin, why is your shirt so amazing?
Oh, well that's because it's a shirt from today's sponsor. It's Threadiverse Apparel, currently having a 25% off sale on all of their t-shirts. From amazing designs from things such as anime, video games, geekery, and pretty much whatever. It's a great stop to get t-shirty gifts for everyone that is cool. Threadiverseapparel.com, link in the description. 25% off. Trigun is like one of my favorite animes, by the way. I love this shirt so much.
You have a stain on your shirt?
What?
And I can see it in the camera, but like looking at it in real imagery, you can't really see it.
Man, I remember spilling that too.
Ignore the stain, they don't come stained.
Yeah, they don't come stained. I actually can't see the stain, but Josh has let me know that the camera's picking it up. Apparently there's a stain right there. I remember when I dropped food there. I don't remember what it was. I think it was curry. Get it all close to the microphone so that it can hear the amazing sounds of plastic. But yeah, these cases aren't bad. I got them from Amazon. They were like, because there are some really cheap cases you can get. Ones that, like these. These are like 12-cent cases. Whereas these ones, I think these are like 80-cent cases. They aren't as good as most of the original PS2 boxes, but I did all the research. You can't buy original PS2 boxes anymore, which sucks. But these are close, because they still got the PS2 logo in them. The only difference is they are slightly cheaper feeling. Only slightly. But I'm still super happy with them, because at least they'll all have a uniform look, and they're not battle damaged. Like this one, Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence. I actually never got to play this one, because this is the online one. Because the PS2 had online... Oh... I totally forgot about dual disc games. What a great way to start. Dual disc games. I forgot those existed. I have no dual disc cases. I'll do that one later then. Kingdom Hearts. Everyone loves Kingdom Hearts. It's Disney mixed with Final Fantasy. What kind of drug trip do you think got that idea going? Could you imagine the corporate meeting also? Hey, Disney, we're Square Enix. We want to take your characters and put them in a JRPG universe. Because we're going to give you loads of cocaine. And so they did it. And that is what created Kingdom Hearts. And my difficulties of putting game art in. Look at how nice... Oh, I put it in crooked. Taito Legends. How many of you actually know what Taito is? I assume most of the older people watching know, but for those of you youngins, Taito was a juggernaut back in the day of arcades and stuff.
You have to put the art in before you close the case.
This one doesn't have art.
Oh.
Taito Legends 2. This case is actually in really good condition, but I have to pry some stickers off, and those stickers do not like coming off. And I figured to get a sticker off nicely, you have to remove the case, or the art and the manual anyway. So maybe this case is salvageable. Who knows? I sure hope it is. Because then I'll actually have some original PS2 cases also. By the way, collectors are going to hate me for this, because collectors love making sure that you have the original case, and if it's not the original case, down to the barcode thing, because the PS2 throughout its lifespan actually used 4 different types of cases, and there's lists of which games came in which types of those 4 cases, and if it's not the right one, it's not worth as much. It's a mess. So collectors are really hating me right now for doing all this, but you know, I'm not planning on selling this collection unless I find myself in a financial pickle. Dynasty Warriors Extreme Legends. It's the second or third expansion to Dynasty Warriors 5, and the artwork is terrible right here because I printed it on a printer 4 years ago. Dynasty Warriors is one of those games that you just hack and slash people into bits and smithereens. One person versus a whole army. You can do it. Remember the TAC cartoon on Nickelodeon? It was terrible, but at least the game was good.
I think the game came first.
It did, actually. Again, this case isn't that bad. It just needs to be washed. But I'd rather use the original PS2 cases for the better games. So, not TAC. I think I got this one printed also. But this one's printed a lot nicer. Is TAC still relevant?
No.
That cartoon isn't still going or anything?
No, I don't think so.
Well, that's good. It was fart jokes, and it would probably be considered offensive these days. Because it's about native South Americans. And, you know, can't talk about that. TAC 2, The Staff of Dreams, pretty much it's the same game, but it's the sequel. I think... Is that what printed to you? I'm pretty sure I got these printed also.
Yeah, it's printed.
Yeah, okay. When you look really close at the small text, it's obvious.
Still gonna use it?
For now. I'll get some, like, professional prints later.
Ooh, fancy.
You know, I want the collection to look good, you know?
Because you put them spine out instead of face out.
I plan on someday having the really cool ones out, face out. But, I don't think that's any of these.
No, you don't want to show off TAC 2?
I do not want to show off TAC 2. Even though all the time... I really enjoyed the TAC game. Here's TAC 3, The Power of Juju.
That one's very printed.
Yeah.
I can see that on the camera even.
So I really like the TAC games, actually, as a kid. And this one's even better, because it's co-op.
We should play that.
It hasn't held up well. Time Crisis 2. I have the guns also, somewhere. I think this is... Yeah, that's also printed.
I actually have the original one, because I love that game.
They are really good. It's, was Time Crisis? It wasn't the original shooter like that, but it was early. The first one.
It was very early like that. I think Virtua Cop was early like that.
I think Virtual Cop is the first one.
Yeah.
The Virtual series was the first of, like, everything.
Most of them. Virtua Fighter.
Yeah. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. This game hasn't gone down in price. I think this is also printed art.
We'll read the small text.
But it's decent printed, so I'll keep it for now. Not printed from a family printer 10 years ago. So Ultimate Alliance, it was like the first Super Marvel, all of them to come together. It all comes together Marvel game that I'm aware of. There were probably some arcade ones, but this was like the first Diablo clone game I ever played and beat, if you can call it that. You know what I mean. Top down, you level up. You know, Diablo clone. Man, these cases though. Kia. I actually never beat this one because it's very mediocre. But what it did do right, it did right. It's like if you took Beyond Good and Evil and made it bad.
So the sequel?
Yeah. I'm so sad about that. Because I love Beyond Good and Evil. I think that's in here, so I can talk about that at some point. The Sega Genesis collection. It's a collection of Sega Genesis games, except it's also what? I have no idea. It's also something. The Sega Genesis, I never had one. Did you have one?
Yeah, I had one.
I was a Nintendo and PlayStation kid.
Somebody had money.
It's printed, but it's printed all right, so I'll go ahead and use that actually.
Man, you have a lot of printed ones.
Well, like a lot of local game stores, if you buy the games just the disc, it's like way discounted.
So you're cheap.
So I'm cheap. A lot of these I bought like back during high school and college. So, oh yeah, I didn't have a PS2 until 2008.
What?
That's something to talk about.
How's that even possible?
I had a GameCube, and then eventually I was like, you know what? PlayStation 2 has so many exclusive games I want to play. So I'll pick it up. Even though the PS3's been out for 2 years, I will go ahead and pick it up now.
Wait, you're saying that you purchased a console because it's exclusives?
The PS2 has the most exclusives of all consoles of all time.
It's also got one of the biggest game libraries.
Of all time.
If you don't count PC.
Yeah, PC is cheating because it's games throughout from the 80s till today.
Well, also, you know, what counts as a game?
Yeah. This case is an anomaly because like the plastic on the outside feels terrible. It's the worst, lowest quality case I've ever felt. But everything else about it's fairly good actually. But maybe it'll be salvageable. I don't know. I sure hope so. I'm hoping a lot of these are salvageable. Intellivision Lives. It's a game where you have a bunch of Intellivision games. The Intellivision, for those of you who don't know, is pretty much the competitor to the Atari, and it lost because it's not as good as the Atari. Soul Calibur 3. Oh, look at that poor damage on the case right there, the top corner. So sad. This is my favorite of all the Soul Caliburs. Most people say 2 is the best one. I disagree with them. Because 3 was pretty much 2, but with a graphical improvement and better. It just doesn't have Link. And Link, he was a fan favorite because he's Link. But Soul Calibur 2 was very simple in terms of combat depth. I gotta change the art first. 3 made it a lot deeper. And then 4 slowed the game down and it was terrible. And then 5, they sped it up again, but not very well.
Melee HD.
Also, I hate this. I will never forgive GameStop for doing that. Putting their price stickers on the inside.
It didn't focus.
Putting their price stickers on the inside of the art. Like, no matter how hard you try, you'll never be able to get rid of that. Because if you use water or solution, you'll ruin the art. It's terrible.
That's why you just gotta get good at pulling stickers off.
Well, there's only so much you can do.
That's true.
What if they made a Soul Calibur 6? Actually, didn't they?
I have no idea.
They're only on 5. I'm pretty sure we're only at 5.
I only know Tekken. They're on a number that's higher than 5. It's 7. They're on 7.
Remember Jak and Daxter?
Yeah.
Mine's sun damaged on the side.
You know, funny enough, my mom loves this one.
Your mom?
My mom. But she can't play, like, Mario and stuff. It's too hard.
Jak and Daxter is not an easy game.
I know. That's what I'm...
I mean, it's not super hard. It's not the Dark Souls of 3D I forgot to put Intellivision Lives this thing in the thing. Like, it's not the Dark Souls of 3D platformers, but it is...
Well, that's Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, don't you know? But it's definitely not easy. Later on. It has a learning curve. But no, Jak and Daxter was amazing. I feel like it's one of those game trilogies that got better as it went on. The first one was weak, the second one improved, and the third one improved further. Not everyone shares that opinion with
I
Jak
was
and
not
Daxter.
a fan of number 3.
I loved 3.
I liked 1 and 2. I agree with you. Number 3, it lost the magic for me.
Ah. That's an old one. Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones, the worst of the 3. So we were just talking about how Jak and Daxter got better and better with each iteration. Prince of Persia trilogy is the opposite.
Yeah.
It only got worse and more convoluted and more edgy. I think this case is... No, it's all torn, okay. I thought it just had sticker residue, but nope, it's torn up. Jeez, the Prince of Persia... And, like, they haven't even, like, fixed Prince of Persia at all. Like, Ubisoft has tried, and they've made more and rebooted them and such, but...
I mean, if they rebooted it again, it'd just be Assassin's Creed.
Right, though?
I mean, isn't it really early Assassin's Creed?
It's pretty much early Assassin's Creed.
Maybe you should rate these games.
Out
of an arbitrary scale.
Well, in that case, Rain of Fire gets a 2 out of 14.
I love that movie so much. It's one of my favorite Dragon movies.
Listen,
But I've never played the game.
it's an old one.
Yeah, those are all old ones.
Okay. The game isn't bad, actually. For a licensed game, it's actually pretty good.
Subjectively, as a licensed game, what would you give it?
As a licensed game, it is an 8 out of 10.
Wow.
As a game by itself, 6.
Alright.
It's not terrible, but like I would never play it on purpose.
So why did you buy it?
Because it's a hidden gem, according to some. One of the things I was doing while collecting games was I wanted to own all the hidden gems, and Rain of Fire was listed on a lot of hidden gem threads and forums and such. It's a game where you are modern military fighting dragons. I mean, in concept, that sounds really awesome. In execution, not that bad. The movie was good, though.
Those dang Americans.
Always got to use their tanks and guns. Frogger the Great Quest. This is Game of the Year, 2000. 1997. Oh no.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
I have... Is this the game currently in the PS2?
No?
No? No, it isn't. We've played other ones since then.
We've played a million games since then.
I have no idea where the disc is then.
Well.
I know for a while, like, I bought a bunch of PS2 games at once, and, like, we tested all of them. So this is somewhere, because I do remember playing this, and it was awful. Look at that not Peach. Awful.
Actually, remember owning this one myself. Yeah.
They wanted to take Frogger, because it's a big name. It was huge in the 70s
I
and
mean,
80s.
it's a character. You have an established character.
Use him.
Let's make him terrible.
So they tried modernizing him and made a 3D character platformer out of him. It didn't work. Also, I didn't realize this was made by Konami.
Hey man, it's made by Konami.
Wow.
How the mighty have fallen.
This is a very heavy... Oh no, it's also 2. It's not that thick of a... Why is this case so heavy?
It's dual disc.
But like... I don't know. I'll have to deal with that one later.
It was dot hack, by the way.
I was never into dot hack, actually.
Oh, well, it was good.
I didn't like it as a kid. It was too
much.
I don't know.
Too anime for you, bud?
Maybe. That was in the middle of my anime phase, though, too. It was the original Sword Art Online. Oh, I don't know about original, but
It was the better one.
yeah. Pretty much, it was a game where you logged in and played a game in the game world. Also, this is a thick man. That's a real... I miss manuals like this. You know, they made it look like a book and everything.
Oh.
Also, I went like 10 years only having Sly Cooper 2 and 3. I never had the first one until recently. Sly Cooper is another one of those characters that hasn't been around a lot lately. And this case is actually in really good condition. I just gotta get that sticker off. I'm gonna save that one. That one's a really nice one. Sly was a raccoon that would steal things. It was the reason his series got so popular is because it's a 3D character platformer, which were all the rage during the PS2 era. But his was different because it's also a stealth game. It's not just, you know, it's not just one genre. It's a really good merging of the two. And in Sly Cooper 2, they also added in a somewhat open world element. He was neato. Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty is many people's favorite of the Metal Gear Solids. I don't know how I feel about that. I really liked it. I liked it more than the first one. But then 4, a lot of people hate 4. I actually really liked 4. People are gonna hate me now. Minus the whole cutscene controversy, 4 was really good. Like if you skip all the cutscenes and just rush through the game, it's fine. But you know, if you are watching the cutscenes, 2-hour literally an hour and a half long cutscene is in that game. It's a movie. Time Splitters 2. I'm not a huge fan of FPSs.
Oh, okay.
Of FPSs.
I thought you were gonna say you didn't like Time Splitters. I'm like, who doesn't like Time Splitters?
Monsters don't like Time Splitters. Right? So I'm not a huge fan of FPSs, but boy do I love Time Splitters. And, oh, it's because I'm trying to put it in crooked. No wonder I'm having problems.
What would a modern Time Splitters be?
Doom is like, the recent Doom is like the closest game we have in recent times to this. Just really fast-paced action shooter. And look, some jerk initialed MC wrote right in the middle of his game disc.
That's on the case.
Yeah, it's on the case, but still. Just writing MC right in front. I tried so many times to get that off. I don't know what he used. Probably just a Sharpie, but like, because it's been years, it's stuck, and there's nothing you can
Also
do.
probably sun damage. I actually have a couple of old N64 cartridges that have my last name on them. But it's not my fault. It's my parents' fault.
Yeah, it was probably the kids' parents. But yeah, Time Splitters, all 3 of them. Again, it's one of those series that got better over time.
I didn't play 3.
3 is really good. We need to play through it because it has a co-op campaign just like 1 and 2, except it actually has like more detailed story too. It's really good. And I enjoy it greatly. I think I miscounted case. How many more of these do I have?
I don't know.
There's these ones behind me still. They're not there.
Where did we put all
Oh,
of these?
well here's 2 more.
Okay.
Rise of Kasai. This and The Mark of Kree, its sequel, or it's that way. I don't remember. These games are both super hidden gems. They are super good because it's like a stealth game. It's a stealth character platformer, but it's M-rated. How many of those were there? Hardly any. And the art style is really good and timeless. I'm actually really surprised they never remade these or like HD-fied them, released them on PS3, because it's like Wind Waker. It's semi-cell shaded, meaning the art style still holds up today. So if you just upped the poly count on some of the characters, it would look really good still. They're really good, both of them. It's like all based in mythology and stuff, and you play as that dude, and I forgot to put the manual in it. So look how much nicer it looks in this case now. Without the scuffs and gross. It's amazing. Fantastic. The first one, I didn't like the first one as much as the second one though. It's another one of those improved over times. I think you can pick them up for like $4 each now. Like if I were going through and giving all these a number score, I'd probably give this a good 9 out of 10. It's one of the much better character platformers. Just because, they also weren't limited to, marketing to kids. It's very mature because there's blood and stuff in it. What does it rated M for? Blood and stuff.
Does it say blood and stuff?
No. It says blood and gore and violence.
I was really hoping it said and stuff.
Oh, one of them broke in shipping. There's a chip missing in one of them.
Return them all. Undo everything you've done. Oh, you're just crinkling the mic, so it's freaking out.
Oh, it's fine. I have other backups for that. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. This one was really good. I really liked it.
I like that one.
That's the one that's based in the 70s, right? Or 80s. That era?
Yeah.
It's the past. I forget what year. 60s. That's what it is. I was close. It's the Cold War.
Off by a whole 10 years.
Yeah.
Close.
That case isn't bad. I'll save it. It's about Snake and the Metal Gears. And it's super convoluted and complicated. And that's why people love it. Because they don't understand it.
Like Inception.
Yeah. They love it because it's so deep. But really, if you look at the lore, it's so deep. The first Prince of Persia. This is the one, not the first Prince of Persia. Prince of Persia has actually been a thing since the SNES, but many people consider this to be the first Prince of Persia. But it is really good. I don't know how they managed to ruin it with the next two. The next two aren't bad. They're just not as good. The magic isn't there. They had an established character. That character had his run, literally, and then they ran with it, literally, and tried to make him unique and creative, but they failed. The setting is neat, though. Hey, I found the bit that the other one was missing. A little bit of plastic. It's in here.
Oh.
It's on the floor now. The movie wasn't bad.
I didn't watch the movie because I assumed it would be bad.
It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. One of the better movies based on a video game. People said it was terrible, but because it's not as good as the game, but it's the same thing people say with books. It's not as good as the book. Whenever you adapt anything, it's not as good as the original source.
Oh, sometimes it could be better. I have no examples, but it could be.
Wakage Shadow King, this game is a hidden gem for sure.
I actually had this one as a child also.
I love the characters and the art style. The bad guy is actually, he's not actually the bad guy, but he's the king of evil. He's Satan.
And he's Stan.
Stan, because Satan,
Oh my god, I never got that.
And he possesses you. And, he wants to take over the world, but he's still, reliant on you. So, you use his powers for good, unbeknownst to him, and it's hilarious. It's a hilarious game.
Oops, I accidentally saved these orphans.
Actually, I feel like, Earthbound and Undertale fans should check this game out. Because it's very character story heavy. It has the sense of humor. It's a turn-based RPG. The only thing I didn't like about it is the turn-based RPG aspect of it.
The music's pretty dope too.
Oh yeah, Undertale and Earthbound fans, definitely check this game out. It is an excellent PS2 hidden gem.
It's rated T though, so ask your parents.
Pitfall. You know that game from the Atari?
No. I'm not that old.
They tried making Pitfall a character platformer, and they basically made him a, imagine Indiana Jones, but make him a cartoon character, and worse.
Also, your ability to jump is not as good as it should be in a game where jumping is his main stick.
His whole thing is that he jumps, but he jumps like a rock. Like when your whole everything is based on this guy's ability to jump, you'd think you'd make him jump like Mario, but no. Also, I'm sad because the art is damaged. So
show me that damage.
Look at that damaged art right in the corners. Sad face.
Just gotta focus.
But I don't super care because I don't like this game that much.
Well, that's good because it's a bad game.
I do want to cover it in a video someday, though. A video about like the times that they tried to reboot terrible, remember the times they tried to reboot this old game and it was terrible? Basically that.
So all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Swish.
Here's Digimon Rumble Arena 2. This game is amazing. It's like Smash Brothers, but with Digimon. And more weird gimmicks.
There's so many Smash clones, but really, who was the first Smash clone?
Smash Bros. Was actually also a clone. I forget the name of the original game.
That's what I was getting at.
But like, Smash perfected it.
Did it?
I don't know. Sony All-Stars is giving it a run for its money.
You hear the new rumor that number 2s might be in the works.
Oh jeez. But yeah, Digimon Rumble Arena 2 is actually pretty good. It's Smash Bros, but only coin mode. But instead of coins, it's digital power. And then once you have enough digital power, you can digivolve to the next form up, which just increases your fighting ability.
So you can get more coins. I mean,
yeah.
Digipower.
So just imagine Smash Bros, but only with a coin mode.
No, thank you.
Spider-Man 2. This is the movie game everyone always references as being the pinnacle of licensed games.
Is it?
It still holds up today. It is actually way good. And I'm really hoping that Spider-Man PS4 game that they're making is going to hold up to it. But it's probably not.
You mean Rise Son of Rome Spider-Man Edition?
I mean, this has a lot of QTEs in it also.
Yeah.
But it's not like QTE's the game. But like, for the time, this game was amazing. Even the Game Boy Advanced version of Spider-Man 2...
There was a Game Boy Advanced version?
Of this game.
What?
And it still has open world swinging through the city. It's one of those, like, how in the world did they do this technological wonder on a Game Boy Advance game?
That's like the Iblex and Oblex,
or Oblex and Asterix?
Yeah, Asterix.
Like, they got full 3D polygons on the Game Boy Advance? Like, how are you doing this magic?
Are you wizards?
Legacy of Kain Defiance. The Legacy of Kain series is one of those sad stories, because it's an amazing game, an amazing trilogy, but they never made the last one. It's just like Half-Life 2. They made a bunch of stuff, ended on a cliffhanger, like, the next game's going to be the final game, and then the final game never came out. It's sad.
Why?
I think it was just funding. Well, it's made by Eidos. Maybe it was, because this is Eidos, but Square isn't on here. Eidos is owned by Square Enix now. Maybe when Square Enix bought them, they were like, hey, this project isn't what we want to do. I don't know. That's full speculation. Don't quote me on that. But this game is really good. You play as the good guy and the bad guy in it.
I'm going to put quotes on the bottom of the screen. Don't quote me on that.
You play as the good guy and the bad guy, and the bad guy's like a vampire dude that kills people. As vampires do.
Oh, yeah. They do that.
This is another... Look at the size of that manual.
That's like 50 pages.
48.
Oh, I was so close. I have approximate knowledge of most books.
Armored Core is one of those really good mech games, but it's also hard, not because... how do you even word that? It's hard not because it's hard, but because it's hard. It's not traditionally hard. It's hard because of the controls and the depth of the game.
It's too much.
Yeah.
In a bad system.
And it's actually a really good system for what it is. Except for the most recent Armored Core. I think it was the early 360, early PS3. That Armored Core They simplified it, which got rid of the only thing people liked about it.
The difficulty.
Yeah.
That's like if you made Dark Souls
Easy.
easy. I mean, easier than it already is.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Indigo Prophecy. Ew, this is one of the Blockbuster cases.
Ooh, has it got the texture?
Yeah.
Oh, that brings me back, boy.
Yeah, it says Blockbuster in it.
Let's zoom in on that.
Ew.
Hang on, it's gotta focus. Alright.
Amazing. This is the first game in the style of the Detroit Become Human. That game that's coming out.
So a story movie?
Yeah, it's a movie with QTEs. But actually good. Like, that doesn't sound good to a lot of people, but like, it's actually really fun. I love all the games that this guy makes, which is why I'm excited for Detroit. Never thought I'd say that. I'm excited for Detroit.
Not the real one, the fake one. I mean, you probably will die in both at the same rate.
But yeah, this one is about, like, you get possessed in a bathroom stall. And
What kind of bathroom stall?
at a diner.
Those dirty diners.
And you commit a murder. And then you get unpossessed while, like, you just finished murdering a guy.
Well, that's not very nice of the ghost.
So now you're trying to figure out what possessed you and what's going on. And all the while you also play as the detectives trying to solve the crime. And you also play as a lady that's also his friend and trying to solve the crime. And it's really cool. Same people that made Heavy Rain and all those. Really good. They got a good start.
That Leaning Tower of games looks scarily like the bottom looks like it's gonna...
The bottom is particularly bad.
You're bad at stacking things.
This game was marketed as the Halo Killer.
Well, it was a game.
I never actually got to play it, a lot of it, because it's online. I never had an online PS2 thing, and if I hooked it up now, who's playing it on a PS2?
I think I have it. We could both play it.
I think we have it on Steam.
Yeah. I have the, like, I got that, like, new one, and then there's this new one coming out that we saw at PAX, but I don't remember the name 100%.
Right,
It's sticky.
Yeah, because GameStop put a sticker on the art. Look at this terrible case. This is why I'm replacing them.
He's mad.
But yeah, I love when games are marketed as a killer, and then it's totally not.
Like Dark Cloud.
Yeah. Dark Cloud was a Zelda killer. I'm still doing a video on that also.
Horizon Zero Dawn was a Zelda killer.
It actually sold more somehow. Because not enough people have a Switch. Actually, I don't think it did. I think it did initially, but then Zelda caught up. I don't know.
I don't pay attention.
I don't either.
Sales don't mean it's good.
Yeah, sales means it's popular. Hey, it's Dark Cloud. But this is Valkyrie Profile 2. This game, like, pushes the PS2 graphically to its limits. It is a beautiful game. Like, you know how some people might know how Final Fantasy 12 also did that? Like, it looks incredible for the PS2. This game looks better. I have no idea how they managed to fit it on a PS2, but they did. And it's really good. It's like if you took Final Fantasy 12, made it Norse mythology, but anime.
That sounds pretty dope.
Defy the gods. Odin, the Allfather, has exiled you to the mortal world, and like you're a Valkyrie and an anime Valkyrie. It's really cool.
So one that's not lame.
Yeah, because real Valkyries are lame. It's Dark Cloud. This was marketed as a Zelda killer. And it was during the age of people getting their news from magazines as opposed to the internet. And even if you look at like a Sony's, I forget what it was, I think it was just PlayStation Magazine, they still gave the game like a 92 out of 100.
Oh.
Every other magazine gave it a 6 out of 10. Because it's not terrible. It had some really good ideas. It was actually the first game on a console to have cloth physics.
Huh. Cloth physics.
Because like he has a cape or a scarf and it like flows, like as you move it flows freely.
Well, that's a start, you
Yeah.
know? And now look at us now. It's just,
Yeah, now
I'm
we have
made of
everything.
entirely cloth.
Now we have Journey, where you are cloth. The Mega Man X collection. It's amazing. It's Mega Man X, everyone's favorite. There's not much to say because everyone knows what Mega Man is. He's a great little robot that likes to go pew pew. Except this is the edgy one because it's Mega Man X.
Oh, right.
So he likes to go pew pew. Oh, I'm so sad.
How do I teach these kids calculus?
7 games in 1. Hey, really?
You own the game, you should know this.
Because like I know it doesn't have Mega Man X7,
Well,
So I don't know how...
1 through 6 is 7.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Mega Man X through Mega Man X6.
Well, this counts as a game itself, the menus.
There must have been like a spin-off at some point between 1 and 6 that I don't know about.
Have you not played this game?
I have, but it's one of those dumb collections where like
You
you only start with like 4 of them,
Ugh.
and then you have to unlock the rest. Now I think you start with all the base games, but then you have to unlock the extra. Kind of like how like the Sonic Gems collection has like 7 extra games on it that you can't get unless you get high scores in the other ones. It's dumb. This is Sly. It's another mech game. SLAI. It stands for Steel Lancer Arena International. It's a mech game where you fight each other.
This one's really fun.
Yeah, we played it a little bit ago. It was actually not bad. Not great, of course. It feels like a mobile game. Like there are mobile mech games that are just as good. And they're free. Except for all the loot boxes you have to buy. And this one also has the garbage GameStop sticker on the inside.
Quit buying things from GameStop.
Most of these I bought from local stores. But you know, if GameStop ever at one point owned this game, they got their sticker on it. I'm so glad that they did eventually stop putting their stickers on the art though. Otherwise I'd be super peeved. Armored Core Nexus. This is another really great mech game. Oh no, it's also a double. In my opinion, this is the best of the Armored Cores. It's just the perfect mix of everything. Gun Griffin Blaze has the worst control scheme out of every game ever created. You use the right analog stick to move around. And then like, you have to play it to understand. Basically, everything you know about how to control a game is wrong in this. It's terrible. But it's still, once you do get the controls down, it's actually way fun. And the controls start to make sense because of the way it all works. But it also looks really cool in a collection because the art is all like holographic.
You got a shiny Pokemon card.
Yeah! Bionicle Heroes. Remember Bionicles?
No.
Oh, they were great. I was a huge Bionicle fan. Did I?
You just put it back in the same... No.
This is a different... Yeah, this is an old one also. Bionicles... I was a huge fan of Bionicles, and the Bionicle games were great. Interestingly, this particular Bionicle game, it's different from the first Bionicle game, because the first one was just a character platformer. This one is... You know the Lego formula for games? Where like you run around, you fight stuff, you hold a button to build stuff with pieces, and you know, you do that. It's that, but a third-person shooter. It's like they just took the... I'm putting that in upside down. They took the Lego game formula and made it edgy and third-person shootery. And it works. It's weird, because it works well. I also owned this on the DS, the original DS. And it had it was a first-person shooter. A first-person shooter on the DS. Not the 3DS. The DS. It looks terrible and gave me a headache.
Was it Prime Hunters?
Yeah, that was also
That was first person?
Yeah, that was on the DS also.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as good as Prime Hunters.
Ah, and that one doesn't even look good.
Burnout 3 Takedown. I wish there was another one. This is one of my favorite racing games of all time. And then the most recent Burnout Paradise. And I say most recent, it was still like 2007 or 8. It's sad because it's not good. Or at least not as good. I would love to have another one of these, or another Flat Out, which is another fantastic racing game that we need more of. We just need more racing games that aren't either realistic or Mario Kart. We need that in between, you know? If you do some crazy risky stuff, you get more nitrous to go faster. I want that. But not in an arcade machine. I want to own it.
You could always buy an arcade machine.
That's a lot of money.
Whoa, look at me.
World Destruction Lead Thunder Tanks! This game is a tank fighting game by 3DO. If you know anything about 3DO, that immediately should turn you off. Look at how poorly printed and cut out and put into there that is. But, despite the art in terrible, terrible case, This game is one of the best fighting games of all time. Marvel vs. Capcom versus SNK2. Mark of the Millennium. They took basically Street of Fighters, King of Fighters, took the best of both worlds, put them together. Boom. Amazing. And it still used pixel art. I much prefer pixel art in fighting games than what we have now. Dynasty Warriors Empires 5. They took Dynasty Warriors 5 and did the Empires thing that they do with every Dynasty Warriors game. Which is make an Empires and Xtreme Legends expansion.
Were you supposed to take the art?
No, that art was bad.
Oh, okay. Because you just tossed the art down there.
Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore. I'm not sure if it was the first game with breast physics, but it was the first to master them.
Oh.
And by master, I mean do a terrible, terrible job, but it was the best we had, so we still liked it. I love the breast physics settings in it also, where you, instead of like choose your level of breast physics, it's input your age. And you can go between 0 and 99. If you choose 99, they're everywhere. They're smacking you in the face if you choose 99. So of course you chose 99.
That's a printed,
Yeah, but it's not a bad printed
I
one.
can see through it. Not on the camera, but like with my real vision.
It's fine for now. I'll get a better one eventually.
Oh man.
But yeah, I was never able to beat it on hard. Most fighting games I'm able to eventually beat the like classic arcade mode on all difficulties, but like I could never do this one because the final boss is like some Tengu guy that if you try to attack him, he just grabs you.
The news must be bad.
That must be it. Would you want to see a unique PS2 case?
Sure.
It's this. Why is...
That's a Blockbuster.
Is it a Blockbuster?
Yeah, that's a security lock.
Huh.
Like a old school video rental.
Oh, it's Paradise Pines video.
Ah, okay.
No idea what that is.
Well.
But it was in Lake Ridge, California. No, Lake Ridge Drive, Magalia, California. I have no idea where Magalia, California is.
Magalia?
Magalia? I have
Just
no
saying
idea.
a word.
But look at how weird that case is.
It's not that weird. It's a video game rental
I've
case.
never... I've only ever gotten rentals from Blockbuster and Gamefly, so...
Someone didn't go to Videoland USA and go up to the counter and be like, can I get a video game?
This game's really cool, though. It's a rhythm game that Sega made. And
Was it Channel 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Space Channel 5.
That's a good one.
And-
Dreamcast Originals.
But you're a news reporter, and you save the day by possessing other people around you to dance with you. Because there's aliens that are invading, and they're trying to make people dance for them, and you've got to make them dance for you instead.
The power of dance proves love and all that. I don't remember. It's been years since
It's
I played
really,
it.
really weird in Japanese, and I love it. The first Burnout is not as good as the other ones, but it's still a good place in my heart.
Burnout or Flat Out? Which one you like more?
I have no idea. Burnout 3 or Flat Out 2? It's hard because both do what they want to do better. They're both very different because Burnout is more inner city, and there's the whole, if you dodge oncoming cars and stuff, you get more nitrous, whereas Flat Out is more off-road, and it's the more destruction you cause, the more nitrous you get. So one is risk is reward, the other one is slam into as many things as you can to get your reward. But if you slam into them too much, your car gets damaged because it's also a destruction derby at the same time. I like how that review of Burnout turned into a review of Flat Out.
Whoops.
Hey, here's the other Burnout.
All three.
All three, because they all had like super damage like that. Look at that. This poor case. Also, I have the wrong disc with it's the black bar and then the red bar. Ugh.
Disappointing.
Very.
That red bar actually makes it worth less.
You know what makes it worth even less than that?
Not
Having mix-matched art.
Yeah. Also putting it in its not original case.
Yeah. But the original case
Worthless.
is... Actually, I don't know. Like, because the original case is so damaged...
Doesn't have the memory card holder.
There actually is a PS2 official cases that don't have the memory card holder, and they look exactly like this.
No, I know. but they don't have the barcode.
Ugh, I don't even know where the barcode is. But that's what it is. Aim array.
Hang on, it's gotta focus. It's trying real hard. It's real. Okay, got it.
That's the company that makes the official PS2 boxes. If your PS2 box doesn't have that, it's not an official box.
Yeah, you got hosed.
You can't buy from them unless you buy in a super bulk.
10,000. We contemplated.
I looked and I didnn't contemplate it.
Well, I mean, we could
10,000. I only have like 200 something PS2 games.
You have like 700.
I have 700 games.
Oh.
Oh, this case is damaged in shipping also. That's butts.
Well, you just broke it some more. So.
Yep. Man, I might not have enough cases for all these then. But thankfully,
I broke 2 cases. I calculated it too perfectly.
there's plenty of these are still salvageable. So. Oh geez, this one got super damaged in shipping. Oh no.
Okay, I was right.
Shipping game cases must be harder than it looks.
Opening them looks a lot harder than it must be. Is that part of a game case?
Yeah. The top ones are damaged.
Oh no. That got squished.
Yeah.
Like, close it.
The top 3 are like that.
Oh.
Top 4 are like that. And the 6th one. The rest are fine though. Someone is getting an Amazon review.
You should keep those separate from the pile.
Yeah. Alright, this one's good.
Right, we were doing something.
Burnout. It's a good game.
Mm-hmm.
One of the better racing games, and I wish we had another good one. But we don't. Racing games these days all either have to be the super realistic, like, Gran Turismo Forzas, or they're Mario Kart.
Or they don't do well.
Or they don't do well, yeah. Like, Blur tried to be good. Blur was trying to be Burnout, but with power-ups. Which sounds really cool in concept, but they didn't execute it properly. I haven't actually played this one.
Oh,
but
I used to play it all the time.
I got it on your recommendation.
Yeah, so you could actually, one person drives and one person, if you had a light gun set up, could shoot with a light gun. While
That
the other,
sounds awesome.
It's amazing.
Also, apparently it's based on a show?
Yeah, Starsky and Hutch.
I've never heard of
It
it.
was like a show in the Magnum PI era. You know?
I don't know what that means.
Like the 70s, 80s.
Oh, okay. I mean, it looks 70s.
I think they made a remake and it had Ben Stiller in it? No. Owen Wilson? I have no idea. I don't remember. One of those dudes, one had blonde hair and one didn't. That's all I remember.
Well, that's good, because that's what they have in this also.
Well then, I win a cookie.
Good for you. This manual is repaired with tape, but it's actually not bad looking repair. That is a good repair.
I actually don't think we can pick it up on the...
You can kind of see a light reflection of the tape right there.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
But it's a pretty good repair, because I didn't notice until I felt it.
I just, like, tapped the mic with the cord.
Something is wrong with this. Don't care.
Oh.
Hey, it's the second Prince of Persia.
Why did you put so many of the same, just...
These are just the games that had the worst cases.
Oh, okay.
Am I putting this... Is this right? Yeah, that's right. You are the old one that's dead. But yeah, it's the second one. Look how edgy he is. They tried making him cool.
They did the opposite.
This art isn't bad. It's printed, but it'll do.
Especially for that game.
Yeah. I got the European version printed though, because I couldn't find the American one online.
Oh, I hate when like your game cases say Peggy instead of whatever the American one is that I don't remember.
I figure in ESRB.
That's the word.
I feel like in when it comes to the size, it doesn't matter as much. Except what is it doing?
I can't see what you mean.
Hang on. I just gotta fix the art. Do. It's doing some weird thing. There we go, I fixed it. I guess I cut the art too big still. Because like it was folding weird when I closed it. Which stack to do? It's just the one closest to me. Yeah. Giant Citizen Kabuto. You know what European accent needs? Giants. Oh, this case is slightly damaged also. Man.
Wait, that one's barely damaged. Like, it's a scuff.
These two are, but they're still visible on the side. This one isn't visible on the side, so that's fine. But that one's visible on the side.
Let me see.
I'll put it in the salvageable pile because, you know,
I didn't see anything.
But yeah, this game, you play as like weird Halo-looking guys, Master Chief dudes, and you fight giants, and everyone has a British accent. So it's terrible.
Oh snap! I think I've played that one. The British accents make me think of it more.
Because like they're not, I don't know, like nothing against British accents. It's just in this case the acting was bad. So like it was bad acting British accents. Remember Thrillville? Did you ever play this?
Yeah, I actually have it.
It's really good. I really liked it as a kid.
I don't know why I liked it as a kid. Going back to it, I hate it. Like, it's just bad.
It's good when you're
13?
Yeah, like 13, 12. It was because it lets your imagination go and like you get to play games, and
I think the coolest part was you could ride the rides.
that was really cool. And like you could form relationships with guests and become a stud.
Right? Or be a really old dude talking to, like...
I think you could only be a kid.
You could be an adult.
Huh.
That's what I mean by old dude.
Oh. But yeah. It was neato, because you guys should just own a theme park. I loved, because like each area had a budget you were limited to.
Mm-hmm.
I loved spending the entire budget on exclusively the roller coaster. Just making it massive and huge.
It's called a thrill park. I'm not here to buy potato sandwiches. Alright, what next?
And up next is Turtles Smash Up. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Smash Up, which is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Smash Brothers clone.
Didn't they remake that for... No, they did something else for PS4. Very similar name.
I don't recall.
Well,
Oh, the TMNT game on PS4?
yeah.
That was a, it's not a Smash Bros.
No,
clone,
I
it's
realized
something
that.
else.
Actually, this one was fun because, Mikey, you could just do up triangle and literally nobody could hit you because the hitbox was insane.
Yeah, it's not very balanced. Plus, I think you can, you unlock Rabbids in this game.
But,
Because it's
oh, it's Ubisoft. Ugh, they're pushing their rabbit agenda on us.
What year did this come out? 2009. So yeah, that was right around Rabbids time.
Yep. Rabbids came out like 2006?
It was early Wii.
It was PS2, because I have Rayman Raving Rabbids on PS2.
Yeah.
Which is... some of those games, I don't know how they didn't make it for Wii first.
Right? The Red Star. I love the heck out of this game. It's a very hidden gem.
It's very good.
It's a,
It's a Marvel Ultimate Alliance, but different.
I don't know why I'm replacing this case. It's fine.
Yeah. Actually, I think you already did replace... No?
No.
Ooh, first one that's original case.
Yeah. Like, I went through all of these, selected the ones with the worst cases. I guess a few slipped through the cracks.
Or you just wanted to talk about it because you love it.
But, yeah. The Red Star, fantastic game. It's a top-down shooter that's really good for the time.
I thought it was a brawler.
It has brawler elements, but it's mainly a top-down shooter bullet hell.
I don't remember that at all, and we beat it.
But like, it takes place in a an alternate universe where the Soviet Union won the Cold War, and it's really cool.
Yep.
And then this is Area 51. It's a pretty good FPS on PS2. I'm not super big on FPSs, but this one was good enough for me to play and finish.
Wow. And it's M. Saucy.
Yeah. Risque.
You don't really play M games ever, so...
I do nowadays. It was because it's growing up I wasn't allowed to.
Haha!
Because my parents were good parents. All you kids these days with your M-rated games. What's this? Oh, okay.
Oh, you starting a new stack, huh?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's Fallout Brotherhood of Steel. Remember that time Fallout tried being a turn-based tactical... Wait, that was what the originally was. Hang on. This game didn't do well.
Oh, no, really?
I think it's before Fallout 3 came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's before Bethesda bought Fallout. Because for those of you who don't know, Fallout was originally a top-down tactical RPG.
By Interplay. Yeah.
And then because they kept making the game worse and worse and it was going down the drain and Interplay was going out of business, Bethesda was like, hey, we'll totally buy that from you. And then they did.
And then they ruined it. Oh, wait.
According to some, they ruined it. Hey, it's straight up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on PS2 with a blockbuster case.
There's like no subtitle, it's just TNMNT.
Yeah. This one is just a brawler. Like, you just punch people.
I love those.
With your swords.
Don't forget about your sticks. You got your swords and your sticks.
And your size.
Well, that's just a stick, but a small stick.
I don't remember if this one's cel-shaded or not. It is. Cool. This one actually holds up pretty well.
Most cel-shaded games do.
It's like when your game is stylized and not trying to be realistic for the time, it'll continue to look good. But yeah, it's just a brawler. You know, it's good for a while and then you get bored of it, but then you go back to it because it's still fun. I'm not huge on beat-em-ups. Except I love them. It's a very love-hate relationship. I love them, and then you play them for an hour, and then you're done.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
This is Extermination. It's another really good FPS, I believe, if I remember right. It's a hidden gem. It's a like FPS survival horror, kinda, but on the PS2.
I've actually never heard of it. That sounds pretty cool.
By today's standards, it's very dated, but at the time, it was pretty much the first Dead Space, but an FPS.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it was really good for the time. Looking back on it, though, it did not age well whatsoever. So I would not recommend it to anybody unless you like old games that aren't good by today's standards.
Hey man, that's what I love. I love me some old games that aren't good.
I enjoy games that like aren't good anymore by today's standards because they were still good for a time, and that was a time I used to be alive.
Whoa.
You know?
I used to be alive here. I should love this.
This disc is cool. It has like the hologram effect on it.
Spin it. That's bad for that. Jeez, what are you doing?
And someone wrote LL on it.
Lame.
This game's actually really good. It's
Draken?
Yeah, it's a Zelda-like. It plays very similarly to Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, except you play as a lady and she has a dragon.
Well, that's cool. Is it fun?
Yeah, it was really good.
Is it good?
I wouldn't play it again.
But you'd play it.
Yeah, I did play through it. It's like if you didn't have a Nintendo system, it was a good substitute for Zelda. But it wasn't as good as Zelda. But with the M rating, they did get away with more stuff. It has a more mature story, if I remember. And it's a printed artwork, so it's hard to get in properly. Ratchet Deadlocked. According to many, this is the last good Ratchet game.
Wasn't the latest one pretty good?
Oh yeah, the latest one was really good. But, I didn't like the cutscenes. Or the story, I guess, is what I meant to say.
In the latest one?
Of the most recent one, yeah.
Well, I think it follows that movie, doesn't it?
Yeah, like the cutscenes are literally clips from the movie.
Wow.
And so, like, the game feels rushed, and the movie also felt rushed. It's, rushed.
It's like an hour-long movie, right? Or like an hour and a half?
Yeah, it's a normal-length movie. It's just...
Well, normally games are longer than that.
Yeah. But yeah, they decided to make Ratchet really edgy and a third-person shooter. And it actually worked. Kind of like how they did Jak and Daxter, suddenly made him edgy. It actually worked for then.
And then then character platformers were like, hey, what if we made Spyro edgy? And that did not work.
Oh. You, specifically, not camera you, but Josh, you
Me?
should play this game sometime.
What is it?
It is...
I read it twice, but I didn't read it.
It's Future Tactics. It's basically a turn-based strategy game in the same kind of way as Divinity, where like you have your overworld that you walk around in, and then there's like the battles, but you move around the same way as Divinity. There's no grid, it's just free form. Except everyone has futuristic guns, and it's way cool. And the voice acting is like the worst in PS2 history.
Really? In its entire
This is
history?
one of the games that is able to say, I have the worst voice acting of a game.
Who made it?
Crave.
Never heard of them.
Never heard of Crave?
Oh, wait. Are they the one with
Oh no,
the
they
weird...
published it. Crave published it.
Oh, okay.
It's made by Zed2.
Well then, I don't know them. Is Crave the one that has like a weird sea that's like splattery?
Yes.
Oh, okay, then yes, I have heard of them.
Are they out of business now?
Uh,
I don't remember.
yeah, probably. Most good things are gone. Doesn't mean these are good, but
Yeah, this game's actually really fun. It's 99 cents also. It's out with the price. I bought it new for 99 cents.
too bad the case was trash.
Yeah. It was all beaten up. Those are fine. Van Helsing. This game is a game. It's super dark and edgy, and that's what's great about it. You play as Van Helsing, hence the name. He's a vampire.
Who would have guessed?
Or is he a vampire hunter?
I think he's a vampire hunter. I was
Right.
talking about who would have guessed his name is Van Helsing. I mean, he's probably like one of those lame stereotypes where he is a vampire that's also a vampire hunter.
Oh yeah, that whole thing. That's the twist at the end.
Oh,
Like-
spoilies, my bad.
I don't remember though, because I didn't actually play this one very much.
I remember the anime was good. Not that one specifically, but like the anime called Helsing.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's from what I did play of it, it's good. Not amazing, nothing to write home about. I actually haven't played this one yet, so I can't give you an opinion.
It's so good.
Tell me about it.
I actually played it. So it's just like most classic PS2 games, where it's a character platformer. Because this was the era of character platformers. But like, I just really enjoyed the art style because it's all cutesy and like dark. You know, kind of like Okage, how it was cutesy dark.
Okage.
What did I? Oh, Okage.
You and your pronunciations.
Hey, when I was 7, I pronounced things wrong, and they've kept with me forever, for life.
You know what I don't like though? How like, for whatever reason, the artwork on this looks like it's sun damage, but it's not. Like I looked it up.
It's faded.
This is what they designed it to look like.
Let me see if we can get on the camera if you show it.
Like it has those like sun bleached colors, you know?
The blue.
Yeah. And like especially right there. It looks sun bleached, but it's not. That's what they designed it as.
Well, they're nerds.
Huge nerds. Mad Maestro is a rhythm game where you.
You blew yourself.
Oh, I was also looking out here and I was like, why am I replacing this? That's why I'm replacing this case. Because it doesn't have the thing that holds the disc in splot.
Disc and splot.
Splot. So this game is way hard.
It's really fun though.
If you like rhythm games and you like a challenge, play Mad Maestro. It's a rhythm game where you're the conductor dude.
Yeah.
And you have to simultaneously press the buttons and move the analog sticks properly. It's really hard, but way fun. And super yellow.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I find that games with cases that are just a solid color catch my attention way more than like a flashy, insane image.
It's like that's how the eye works or something.
Whoa, why isn't everything just a solid color?
It is becoming that way nowadays.
Mm.
Neo Geo Battle Colosseum. It's basically a 1v1 2D fighting game, but with Neo Geo characters. So like there's everyone's favorite, like...
I have to look at the cover to see what they're called.
There's Marco from Metal Slug.
Oh,
That's
wow.
cool.
Yeah.
There's some King of Fighters characters, like Athena. I don't think Athena's from King of Fighters.
No, it's not.
But I know Athena is in this also. I don't know King of Fighters very well, because I was always a Street Fighter guy.
I actually wasn't into fighter games.
Oh, this case is damaged also. But it's actually a really good fighting game.
That's Marco.
Yeah, that's Marco.
I was zoomed in at the other Marco.
Oh,
Polo.
that's also Marco. And like, I don't know what she's from, but like main girl right here in the middle, she's like Tetris.
She's from Tetris.
A Tetris clone, because like her moves are she summons what are they called?
Blocks.
There's actually a word for them.
I don't know. Tetris.
Tetrahedron.
No, like tetrahedron is like a shape.
There's a word specifically for what the Tetris blocks are called.
But I always call them blocks.
I always call them blocks too, but like
Oh.
I don't remember the actual word. But yeah, she summons those as an attack.
Tetrazoids? I mean, that's not a real word, but you know.
Most things aren't
Somebody
words.
will know in the comments.
And they will let me know.
Jeez, don't even know what a Tetrazoid is.
Ugh. I didn't like this game.
What is it?
Ew! Look at that case.
It picks it up so good.
It's dust, just dust. Why is the inside of this case so dusty?
Maybe because you hate this game. What game is it?
Rogue Ops. It's who made it? Chemco. No idea who they are. It's Chemco's attempt at Splinter Cell.
Didn't they make? That name sounds familiar.
They didn't make Splinter Cell.
No, I know they didn't make it. Rogue Ops. The name Rogue Ops sounds familiar.
We played it just a few months ago.
That's probably why we would know it. Oh, is this the one where it's like she's just atrociously married sued?
No, not this one. But it was the one where, like, the tutorial area is like just a CSI. What's the secret agent people?
CIA?
CIA.
I mean, they're not secret agents, but
I know, the stereotypical.
Yeah, no, I get you.
I put the thing upside down.
Ha! Fool! Trying to think of what an FBI CIA agent is.
I kept wanting to say CBS. The CBS?
The Center for
Bureaucratic.
Socks. Hey, there's a circle on the.
Yeah, some used game store at some point just decided to put a circle in the
Got
hole.
it. Just so out of focus. This camera takes. Okay, got it.
That's
weird.
Yeah, it's like, hey, let's just do training. So, but it's okay if you kill people during your training.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, what in the world is happening?
Also, she's got like a stupid grappling hook rope gun.
Mm-hmm. This game was owned by Steffi.
Well, Steffi, if you're watching, thanks.
Thanks for writing on the disc.
Monster.
The case is slightly damaged.
My face is really dusty.
Yeah. Even the inside of the plastic's all dusty.
How does it?
I have no idea how you managed that.
Steffi, did you live in like Arizona? I hear Arizona's dusty.
None of them look damaged right now. Yeah. Someday I'll get these out.
I mean, you could always, open them beforehand.
But where's the fun in that?
Are they broken?
Nope. Alright, time for a character platformer of the character.
The character.
Vex. He looks like a Sonic OC.
Oh, it was very white. So.
Oh, well, he looks like a Sonic OC. And this case is another one of those super terrible 12-cent cases. But, it's not bad. It's like if you took the least good parts about the Sonic Adventure games and then made the main character a Wolverine.
Ooh, so edgy?
Yeah.
Oh wait, isn't that every Sonic character anyways?
Yeah. But, it's not bad. Not great. There were so many character platformers on the PS2.
It's the
and this is one of them.
Like,
that's the most you can say about
is
it.
Scalar in this giant pile of games?
I don't think so, but Scalar was good.
Scalar was pretty good.
Is this the original? Yeah, that's the bad one. Namco Museum, it's a bunch of Namco games. Moving things. This case is terrible. But yeah, it's Namco games because, I mean, it's a collection.
Because I like Namco.
Yeah, if you couldn't notice the Pac-Man stuff on the top of the shelf, I'm a Namco fan. Also, I threw that art out because that art was terrible.
Oh, well, good to know, because I was too busy zooming in on a Pac-Man.
Do you like story RPGs?
Are you talking to me, or are you talking to the
Talking to the camera people.
Hello, on camera, people.
Do you like RPGs with a deep story and leveling up system and an open world? Do you also happen to like racing games? Then Choro Q is for you. It's a story game that takes place in a universe where cars talk, but they don't have like faces like the Cars movies. They're just cars that talk. And you have a level up system where you level up your parts and stuff, all to race good, and it's really fun and really, really Japanese. And it has the GameStop art on the inside. Ew. Look how dirty that case is. That's only inside. How do you even manage that?
I don't know, you're the one who owned it, you dirty, dirty person.
The art got damaged. Most of these I didn't own until recently, as in like 3-4 years ago.
Buying damaged things.
It's cheaper that way. I can't afford much. But someday I'll review all of these nicely. Maybe not all of them, but you know.
Maybe not Namco Museum 4.
It's the best of all the Tony Hawk games. There, I said it. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is overrated crap.
Wait, no, American Wasteland is not the best one.
You're right, Underground is.
Yeah, there you go, boy.
But this one's also way good.
It's not bad.
It's a Tony Hawk game, but it's good.
Hey, the camera picked up as his face is a face.
Nice. Also, you want to see something cute?
Sure.
I have cheats written on there.
Hey guys, you heard it here, there's cheats. You can put cheats in the title.
I can tell that's my handwriting also.
Yeah, it's actually really bad, so...
You know, my handwriting from years ago.
Yeah, it still hasn't gotten better, just saying.
The age of computers.
So are you gonna keep your cheats in there?
Yes.
I have a few games where I actually use the booklet for notes. You remember when games you had to write notes down?
No.
Well.
I never did. But
fair.
I do remember when manuals had notes sections. It's the first Red Faction. It's not bad.
I mean, it's a Red Faction game. Full of Red Faction.
Mm-hmm. That's all I have to say. I think, yeah, that art's fine. That's all. I mean, I never got far into this. Because, like I said, I'm not super into FPSs. And this isn't that great of an FPS. It has good destruction elements. But, you know, Red Faction 2 did destruction way better.
That's true. And then, Guerrilla Warfare? The third one, right?
Is there a third one?
Yeah. That one was pretty good, too.
Oh.
I hear people didn't like it as much. But I had fun smooshing stuff.
Smooshing stuff is always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Frequency. It's a,
Frequency.
It's another rhythm game, except... Is this the one I'm thinking of? This is not the one I'm thinking of. But it's close. It's a rhythm game, except you do all the instruments.
Oh, so like Rock Band.
Right, except you do all of them at once, single player.
So like Rock Band, but hard mode.
As in, like, if you look, you have multiple tracks.
Hang on, gotta focus. Okay, I don't really understand that there's
Yeah,
multiple tracks.
It's hard to comprehend.
Oh, okay, I get it.
There's multiple tracks, and like you do, I don't know my music terminology, but you know how like music is broken up into chunks?
Mm-hmm.
If you do one chunk and get everything in that chunk, then that music track will be fine for the next couple, however long. And then you move on to the next track and do that instrument, and then do the next one. And then eventually, the first track you did, you need to go do it again, so you gotta go do it again. It's really neat and unique, and really good. But I don't remember if this is the second one or the first one, but the other one, Amplitude, is significantly better than this one. I don't think I have Amplitude in here. But note, Amplitude is really good, and everyone should play it if you like rhythm games.
What if you hate rhythm games?
Then you shouldn't play it, because it's still a rhythm game.
Whoa!
Also, this art is terrible. I don't know why I put it in again. But
Is
there
it
it is.
original or not?
No, it's not original.
Well then, why do you do these things? Alright, now we're on to...
The final one, it's Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. The remake of the one people didn't like that much because it was on the Game Boy Advance.
And bad.
It wasn't bad, I liked it.
It's on the Game Boy Advance,
We got good sprite art out of it.
I guess.
But this one isn't as beloved, but I still really liked it. People didn't like the card system.
I never played it.
I really liked the card system. I don't know why it gets so much hate.
Probably because it's card system.
Probably. Because it's different. I want more of the same!
I just want to push the square button. Wait, was square attack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Square is always attack.
Not. Sometimes it's circle or X.
But I also like the cover art of this one because it's all reflective again.
You and your holographic thingies.
It makes it unique and not boring. There we go. Yeah, look, it's shiny. Getting the light.
Oh, good. Look, it's white line.
Maximo. So, if you've ever played Ghosts and Goblins on NES, Maximo is pretty much that, but in 3D space. Which sounds really cool, and that's because it is really cool.
Sounds hard.
This game is the original Dark Souls.
Oh, the original.
I wouldn't go that far.
You're right, because Dark Souls is easy. This one's hard.
Yeah, this actually is really hard. Because it's Ghosts and Goblins. You get 2 hits, and then you die.
Well, yeah. In Mario, you only get 1 hit unless you cheat and use power-ups.
But like, it's actually made by Capcom, meaning this literally is 3D Ghosts and Goblins.
Oh, cool.
And it's really good. Like, it's one of those games that actually turned out good, moving from 2D to 3D. Also, the disc has stupid Blockbuster stuff all over it.
They just stamped it right on there, huh?
Yep.
Worth. That means it loses like $20, man.
Man, that means I have to pay someone to take it.
Yep.
Lego Soccer. It's Soccer Mania.
Oh my god, I remember that one.
It's actually not bad.
Yeah, that and the like Lego Racer game was really fun.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's Lego Soccer. What's more is there to say? It's soccer, but with Lego characters.
It's Lego, but with
Not
soccer.
Not even like Lego characters, as in like.
Name brand Lego characters.
Yeah, there's no Star Wars. It's
generic Lego.
Soccer player, skeleton, Arctic guy, Martian.
Always play a skeleton.
Always play a skeleton.
That's me, yo.
Skeleton or bust.
Yep.
If someone else chooses skeleton, I won't play with them.
Dude, that's like me in Mario Kart and Yoshi. I will not play the original one, 64. Not the original one.
The original good one.
The original one that everybody knows. But in the original one, I like to play as Luigi.
Luigi.
Just because he doesn't stick his tongue out when you are left and right sprite.
Neo Contra is actually amazing.
It's also really hard.
It's not that hard.
It's hard. I mean, it's not Contra hard.
Look at how damaged this case is, though. Like,
it's like a hole in it.
It's Contra, but instead of 2D, it's 3D. And not as in, like, it's polygons. Like, you actually move in 3D space, also. So it's a bullet hell. But, spoiler alert! My favorite thing...
30-year-old spoiler alert.
My favorite thing about it, there's one boss... Because this game's, like, over-the-top, ridiculous Japanese stuff. There's one boss fight where you're fighting flying aliens while you're on a helicopter.
Like, just on the blades?
On the blades.
What? How are you...
And they're going like this the whole time.
You gotta get those feet in action.
They just go like that to move, to stand on top of the helicopter blades.
That's ridiculous.
It's amazing. The whole game is like that. It's over-the-top ridiculous, and I love it. So Rad has a great control scheme. If I had a controller in here, I'd show you. But basically, it's a mech fighting game, like a giant mech fighting game versus giant Godzilla aliens. Except you play it from the point of view of a person on the ground.
Oh, yeah!
Because they have like a remote control that controls the robot. And it's first person from their, or third person from their perspective. So like you have to look up and look at the robot fight happening. And like sometimes they'll move behind buildings and stuff, meaning you have to swap from controlling the robot to controlling the character so that you can get a good point of view. And you could like go and stand on the robot's shoulder to get like a good point of view, but then the problem is if you get hit, you're a person getting hit by a giant alien.
So you die.
Yeah.
If you didn't know that. If you've never seen any instance where a person is fighting a giant alien.
But it's really good. And it also is awarded the worst voice acting on the PS2.
I thought that other one had it.
I'm gonna have to do a video on that. The top 10 games with the worst voice acting on PS2. Because this game gets it also. Like, I'm pretty sure they just took the programmers.
That's always the
like,
worst.
they didn't have any budget for the voice actors, so they just used the programmers.
Like a computer laptop microphone.
Yeah. Bombastic is really unique. I don't think I've ever played a game like it. It's, there's dice, and they're bombs, and the side that the dice rolls on depends on how big the explosion is. And it's like Bomberman, but with that dice gimmick I just explained.
Bomberman.
I
thought it was Bomber. Is it Bomberman? Am I wrong?
I'm pretty sure it's Bomberman.
I mean, I was wrong with Bombs. Or Bombs. However you...
Bombs?
I don't know how to say it, it's still...
Yeah, there's not much more to say about this game. That's the whole game.
It's bombs with dice.
It has a campaign mode that's like a puzzle game, because like your dice have to be on a certain side to fit the puzzle thing. It's neato. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
I rented this one, but I never bought it. Because I didn't like it.
Same.
What? You bought it?
No, this was Amber's.
Oh.
Meaning when we got married, I have it now.
She paid $8 for that.
It's a good character platformer. It's not amazing, but it's above average, I would say.
It still has a sticker.
I know, and I can't get it off. I'll worry about that later. But yeah, you play as a Tasmanian Tiger, and it's super cool. He had a neat commercial.
Oh yeah.
He's like walking through a hospital, and then like there's Spyro in a hospital bed, and then there's Crash, and then there's, I think it's Spyro, Crash, and Mario.
Yeah.
Or no, it's Spyro, Crash, and Sonic.
It's the big three edgies.
Right.
Non-Mario.
Spyro, Crash, and Sonic are all beat up because he's a tiger and he's tough.
And he's Australian.
That's how you know he's good.
Because he's Australian.
Beyond Good and Evil. I love this game so much. It's amazing, and I'm so sad that the sequel's not going to be good.
Well, you don't know that.
I don't know that, but based on everything they showed at E3, it's going to be terrible. I was so mad I just crushed that case.
He did. It was off screen because I was looking at Beyond Good and Evil.
Because like, man, I could rant. That's a whole video. I could rant about that. Because like, so hey, let's make this game that's amazing and everybody loves it. End on a cliffhanger. And then 15 years later, let's announce the sequel finally. Well, let's make it a prequel. And let's change the genre entirely. I'm upset by that. You know, let's instead of a character platformer that's a Zelda-like with photography elements, let's make an open world GTA clone in the future. And it's a prequel. Instead of finishing up the cliffhanger thing. It's Rogue Galaxy time. It's not a great game. In fact, I'm going to save that for later. But Rogue Galaxy is pretty much Final Fantasy in space, and it's not great. It's not bad, though. Now here's Chaos Legion. If I remember right, it's like a Devil May Cry, but different. I forget which company makes Devil May Cry. It is Capcom.
I think Capcom makes Devil May Cry.
Yeah, they also made this.
So it's Capcom's second attempt.
Yeah, I guess.
And it's sticky.
Very sticky. And look at that gross case. But Chaos Legion's good if you are in for a challenge. They took the hardest parts of Devil May Cry and made a whole game out of it.
Wow, that's pretty hard actually.
Yeah. And then it's everyone's favorite classic, Resident Evil 4. This game invented the over-the-shoulder camera angle. And that's why it's like all important and stuff.
I hate it. I hate that game specifically because it invented that atrocious camera angle.
You don't like over-the-shoulder?
I hate the over-the-shoulder. The only game I ever liked that was over-the-shoulder was Dead Space series.
That is a good one, at least. But yeah, Resi 4 invented it, and now there's tons of games that do it.
Yeah, well, I wish Resi 4 didn't invent it.
Well, then just some other game would make it.
No!
You can't get over it.
That's the problem with time travel!
Metal Arm's glitch in the system's actually really good. It's a third-person shooter character platformer thing where you play as a robot, and there's like vehicle segments, and there's physics-based stuff. It's really good. Lots of jokes that are...
I remember renting it. I rented a lot of games as a child.
It's terrible. Terrible. Yeah.
That's the first time he's crumpled.
Because it was that bad. Also, look at these original cases. Like, not original as in these are the games, the ones that they came in, but like, from whatever store I bought these from. You can like see the evil little seals.
The evil seals.
Okay, the seals are stronger than the plastic, but look how ugly it is. Terrible.
It's a bad idea.
Jak and Daxter 4.
I never played 4. I actually
It's
only
not
played
good.
3.
you're good.
Oh,
You're
alright.
fine. That's the popular opinion also. Like, it's not bad. People say it's terrible. It's not terrible. It's just not great. Because you know how each Jak and Daxter introduced a new gimmick?
Yep.
Like, the first one was the first one. The second one
The first one's gimmick was that it was a game.
Yeah. And then the second one had the, like, whole swapping gimmick. And, like, there were hovercrafts you can control. The third one added cars and vehicles and stuff.
And darkness.
This one added airplanes.
Well, that doesn't sound like it's bad.
Airplane games are very difficult to do right. So, like, take Jak and Daxter and add in Superman 64 minigames.
No. I've actually never played Superman 64.
It's bad.
I can't even get it to run on my emulator.
That's all you... This case broke.
I wish I had
Nope, it's
zoomed in
fine.
on your face. Dang it, I missed it.
Time Crisis 3. This case feels salvageable. We will see. Another big thing that I'm doing with these cases is, like, the ones that are salvageable, I'm going to clean and then put the really good games in the original cases. Because the original cases are still nicer than the ones I bought, but you can't buy these new anymore.
Not unless you buy 10,000.
Not unless you buy 10,000 of them. And even then, they're not the original ones.
They won't have the barcode. Oh no.
Time Crisis 3 is the same as the second one, but it's the sequel.
I didn't like this one as much.
What was the one we just played at the arcade? Was that
Time Crisis
6
5
or 7?
7.
It's the one where you have, like, you have teleportation powers.
Well, yeah, I think it's 5 or 7. I don't think it was
I really
6.
liked that one.
Yeah, that one's really fun.
Time Crisis is one of those games that's way better on
Arcade. Hands down.
Yeah. Just because of the foot pedal and everything.
Time Crisis.
Man, this case got slightly crushed also.
Yeah, but Time Crisis 2 story is like a terrible story, but I loved it. I was a child.
Sonic Riders Zero Gravity.
I like these ones.
I didn't like Zero Gravity, but I
Well,
did like the first
I
one.
liked Sonic Riders.
The only problem with it was there was only 6 tracks.
Oh my god, you're right. Yeah, but like you could do 3 different ways in each track.
Yeah, so it was better than...
But I mean, you play as Tails always, because he's technically the fastest with the flying routes.
Yeah.
So, you just do the same route every time.
But yeah, they weren't great, but they weren't bad. It was an attempt. Just never play Sonic Riders Zero Gravity on Xbox.
Oh my god.
Because you're forced to use the Kinect. It's a Kinect game.
Oh my god, the Kinect was out when PlayStation was still getting games?
PlayStation 2, yeah.
Jeez.
The 360 came out a year and a half before the PS3. 360 was the first console of its gen.
Jeez. Well, technically the Wii.
No, the Wii was, pretty sure the Wii was also after the 360. I'm pretty sure. So, like, I guess I miscounted, because I have tons of these, and only a few left. So let's decide. Gauntlet, Dark Legacy, because... watch my mature side come out here. Look at that rack.
Oh god, it's too zoomed. Oh, that is just some circles.
Like,
Spherical circles.
maybe Anita Sarkeesian had a point.
I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna laugh.
But this game's actually really good. This particular gauntlet is way good. Breasts aside.
Oh, really? I think they add to the game.
There is such a thing as too much. And that is beyond too much. They're bigger than her head. With the afro.
Alright, what next?
Next is Crash Nitro Kart. A lot of people really like this game.
I really liked CTR more.
I did too. That's what I was getting at.
Oh, okay.
The PlayStation... That's the wrong thing. The PlayStation 1 Crash Team Racing was significantly better. And they just kept getting worse.
Yep.
Because the third one of the kart Crash Racing games, they added the, like, combining with other karts mechanic, which sounds like it'd be neat, but it's not. Because, like, it's a racing game. Hey, you random NPC, join me on this racetrack so that we can separate at the last possible second and hope that I get past you somehow. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Also, apparently, this game was sold as part of a set, not for individual return or exchange. It says so right there. I guess it was sold in a set. Meaning, this one isn't worth as much to collectors.
Well, you don't have the other piece. Gah. Trash Lord.
Oh, that's me. I'm the Trash Lord. But hey, here's Jak X Combat Racing. Jak and Daxter's racing game.
Hey, you know
this
what?
one's actually really good.
Hey, you know what we should do? We should make a character platformer, alright? And then what? We should make a racing game with the characters.
It's funny because both are still Naughty Dog also.
Like, what if Spyro had a racing game? Does it? Oh god.
Yes, it does.
No!
It's a Skylanders racing game.
Oh, okay, well, that's not real Spyro, is it?
Technically it is.
Technically,
People
you're dumb.
People like separating them, but you can't do that. That's not technically correct.
Well, I mean,
the best kind of correct.
Well, isn't Crash and Spyro, aren't they canonically together in some games?
Yes, their universes cross paths at some point.
Yeah. That was a GBA game, wasn't it?
Yeah. Crash Purple and Spyro Orange.
That one was fun.
I didn't like them.
Spyro Orange was fun.
Or was it Crash Purple?
I didn't like that one.
The Crash games on GBA are still good. The Spyro games on GBA I never liked.
They were okay. They weren't great. Yeah.
So,
how many cases do you have left?
I'm just going to talk about all these games anyway, just in case, because I do want to put 100 PS2 games in the title. So, Project Eden is a third-person shooter that is like, not platforming, but there are puzzles and stuff, but they're like, where's the button? Where's the button? There's the button, press the button. And you control all 4 people at once, and it can be co-op. It's so cryptic though. Josh and I tried playing it. It's so hard to get anywhere because you have no idea where you're going. It's the wrong case. Where was the good case?
It's like, hey, you should go kill that guy. And you're like, all right. And then you walk up and there's no door. And you have to like throw a cup into a bucket. And then the door appears.
Like, we had to look up walkthroughs to get through the first level. And even then the walkthroughs didn't make sense.
Like the walkthrough was like, oh, and then look around because I don't know where it was.
It's so cryptic. And that's the thing that holds this game back. Because everything else about it's really cool.
It's also because it was before FPSs actually were FPSs. Like it still used the cursor aim.
Oh yeah.
Style, back like Oni and all those.
Mm-hmm.
Before the Halo.
Before Halo ruined everything.
Yeah, man, bring back cursor FPSs.
This is Sledstorm. It's a sledding racing game.
Tear it up.
Tear it up. Wow. It's by EA Big. Remember their Big branch?
Wasn't that just like sports games, but...
Yeah. And like, this is actually pretty good of a racing game.
I've always really enjoyed snow racing games more than...
I don't know why.
Maybe it's because we grew up in a really hot part of the world, so
That is
snow
true.
is interesting to us.
Snow is extremely interesting to us.
Like,
I can still count on one hand the number of times it snowed where I live.
Well, I count on 2. Like, it's just 2 times, isn't it?
It's hilarious too, because I remember one time, like it snowed like 2 feet. So like we lived where it would never snow.
Yeah, well, you lived on the hill. I lived down in the valley.
So like it snowed even less for you.
2 times in my entire life. 20-something years.
It's probably 4 or 5 for me.
Jeez, lucky.
But it was great because it just snowed 2 feet one time. The whole city shut down.
Yep.
And trees were toppling over, and there were car accidents everywhere just because no one knows how to drive in the snow. It snowed here once in the last decade. What's going on? Anyway, last 4 games, I'm all out of cases. I must have miscounted. So just in case I didn't actually have 100 of these. Stolen is a stealth game that is bad. Don't get it. It's not worth your money. It's bad.
Why?
Because it's trying to be Mission Impossible meets Metal Gear, and it doesn't do a good job at it. Like, you know how on stealth games the cameras will like have a depth of view? It shows you the wrong depth of view sometimes. So like on the map, it's like, this is where the camera's seeing, but it's actually seeing the opposite. It's unfinished. There's lots of little things like that. But if you ignore all the problems, it's good.
Oh yeah, you know, I mean, if you ignore all of the problems, it's good.
Stuntman is actually way fun. It's basically a racing game, except you're a stuntman. You're trying to perform stunt moves and stuff. It's neat. If you like car games, it's good for you. Dark Angel, I haven't actually played yet, but I have read that it's good. It's about a dark prophecy that unfolds in the land of Gothos. There's hordes of vile monsters that terrorize innocent villagers. You are Anna, the Dark Angel of Retribution. You have to... I'm just reading the back. I've heard it's good, so I picked it up recently, very recently, so I haven't actually played it yet. And The Great Escape is another one of those games that is based on a movie, and it's actually a good game based on that movie. It's World War II, you're trying to escape a war camp. It's based on the movie that was from like the 40s?
50s? It's got Steve McQueen in it, he's dope.
Yeah, it's based on a really old movie,
He's
but
trying,
it's actually pretty good.
he's trying to get to like Switzerland, the neutral one during World War II, I'm pretty sure Switzerland. It's
And
good.
because I skipped these, it's just the Capcom Classic Collections. It's a bunch of Capcom games all in one disc. Totally worth it though, because both have like 40 stinking games. Really? Combined, they have 40 stinking games.
20 times 0 is still 20 though. Wait. 20 times 0 is still 0.
You monster.
I said 0.
But yeah, so I just reboxed all those games. Check it. Here's all the trash piles. Some of those are still salvageable. I'll have to figure it out. Yeah. 100 or however many reviews of PS2 games in super short
I think
time.
you missed that one.
I skipped it because it's bleh. It's very bleh.
Alright. 100 games now.
100 games.
Bye.
Toodles.